Hi, how are you? I'm fine. Someone asked me to tell something about pronunciation. What we say when we play recorder. Do, tu, ku, ru, lu. I'm not the, the better teacher for speaking about this, but I will try to tell you and to share with you my point of view. All the ancient treatises from wind instrument speak about this pronunciation. I think there is no one in which there is nothing about this pronunciation. The problem is that a treatise written and printed is something that you make in the hope that on the other side the people who is reading this text will understand what you are telling, because at the period it was impossible to record something. So if you had an idea in which you have to do for making something, you have only a written way for explaining this. And I think for this reason, treatises speak about du, dere, lere, tere, turu, turu. Now that we have this possibility with the video and tape recording, digital recording, to make sample, probably these letters are less useful. I don't use this letter. Do, ru, giggle, never. Not because I am against, no, but because I can express and choose my interpretation also without. I will read something interesting written in this book, Robert Donington, The Interpretation of Early Music. You can find it in internet. It's gratis download. Tonguing. T and Kappa, T and Kappa and K, I don't know the English name, T and K, are the commonest consonant today for articulating the notes of wind instrument, where it is not desired to slur them. So, if I have to do 5 notes, for example, fast, and I don't want to make a legato, I will use this was tuku. The text continued. T for single tonguing. And tuku tuku, teke teke, or taka taka, toko toko, for double tonguing. Why I use tu instead of te? But because when I make e, it's not good for playing flute. If I think to pronounce tu, the lips are better. I think that u is better for a recorder. Of course, it doesn't pronounce u. It's just the shape. Okay. But normally we say teke. I don't know why. Teke teke is for double tonguing when the speed is too fast for the comfortable reiteration of a single consonant. Because if I try with single consonant, tu, 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 I can't go faster of this. But if I use double tuku, I not really go double speed, but I go faster. This was tuku, and with two is faster. According to Anthony Bynes, Woodwind Instrument and Their History, London, 1957, page 42, before about 1820, 1820, tuku was regarded as too crude and explosive an articulation. So they thought that tuku was too dry, too hard. And they don't want this. The people that wrote music for wind instrument and the people especially that write treatise for wind instrument. And they thought before 820 that the consonants tu, ru, or the virtual equivalence, the syllable di, ri. What is the difference between tu, ru and du, ru? Tu, ru, du, ru. In the lips there is no difference. In the mouth there is no difference. In the tongue, there is no difference because D is a T with some noise. To do, to do, like M, N, like there is a lot of these. Do, you make a noise. Without this noise, are the same. First, so turu turu and duru duru are the same. Second, r is not r, it's not this r, it's a r, the beginning of r. And effectively the r is less clear and less stark than tu. It's not so. I cannot make pa 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 with r. It's not clear. So the big things about turu is not there is duru, is not there is sweeter than tuku, but the two notes are a pair. But come back on our text. Before 120, tuku was regarded as too crude and explosive. But the question is, it depends how do you do your tuku, because if you are beginner and you don't know how to do, if you not practice a lot it will be bad. But this is not crude and explosive, and it was tuku. I can play an adagio with tuku. Do you think that is explosive or crude? No. So I think that the treatise avoid to use tuku because they thought without explanation, without sample, without a teacher near you, you will make a wrong tuku. So I suggest you to use duru, diri, dere, because it's sure it will be sweeter. But if you make a good exercise, your tuku could be very sweet. For example, it could be a good exercise to use only ku. This was ku. It's very similar to tu. Or instead of tuku, you can. It's a good exercise to use kutu. This was kutu kutu ku kutu ku kutu ku. So the two letters tu and ku became exactly the same, and then you can make a sweet and melodic sound. The turu could be useful for making inegal, because it's not egal, tu and er. When you study tuku, you try to make ku and tu and ku exactly the same. When you study turu or duru, that's the same, you will not try to make the same. So your performance will be with a clear note and a less clear, with a stark note and a less stark. And this was an elegance of the period. In this version, turu, turu, tu, or in the opposite, turu, 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 turu. And this is, with this you can make some inegal, but you can make inegal also using just two. Or the inegal is more a question of rhythm than of pronunciation, but I accept that using duru, turu, the inegal arrive easier. So there is this turu turu. It's arrived from 1529, so it's very early period. Martin Agricola taught the syllable de for single toning, du that seems more sweeter than tu, de, and diri 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 de, diri diri de. For a sweeter and fast. I think that is not so good. I prefer tuku, but it's just my choice. Okay, so this is the question. All the treatises avoid tuku and use turu. In many music, French music, there is some inegal to make. The composer asks some inegal. Instead, all the same. Instead of make all the same, they prefer couple. And for making this couple, is easier if you use duru, 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 because you have the couple in your head. If you use only two, you have to decide. I think that is not bad to use ever T, but you have to decide something. If you use duru, you have not to decide, it's alright. For the speed pieces, the concert from Vivaldi, in my opinion, is better to use teke. And to exercise your tuku to be sweet, soft, and with the pair identical, not one better than the other. But, in effect, all the treaties before 820 doesn't like tuku, but prefer turu, duru, luru. Concerning luru, L, the L is not a tonguing. I said lulu 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 lulu. Did you listen something? Nothing. So L is legato. If I pronounce lere, only the second note has something. I think that with staccato, working on the different way of staccato, there is different color, different stark level of staccato. And using staccato and legato, you can make a lot of pronunciation and a lot of interpretation. But if you prefer to study and to use duru, turu, tu, tuturu, 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 this was tuturu, and this was tu. My experience, and you can do all with tu and legato. Tu, tuku and legato, these three things. But many teachers, many concertists and many books speak about this turu, duru, luru. So I hope this has been useful, but I repeat, I'm not the best teacher for this pronunciation. Bye bye.